It's one thing to be a talented player or have a super talented team. However, staying healthy as a player or as a team is really crucial, not just for a good career as a player, but also to contend for championships as a team. For NBA players, injuries are almost inevitable. However, the ability to pull through and return to the court as soon as possible could be the major difference between a long, good career or a short-lived one. Just take a look at the NBA playoffs in the last 3 to 4 years. There are several teams and players that had their championship hopes end prematurely due to injuries. Today, we'll be going over 5 players that not only suffered some of the most horrific injuries in the history of the NBA, but also overcoming them as well. Starting off with Shawn Livingston. Livingston was always a bright prospect right from grade school. During his teenage years, Livingston led Peoria Central High School to consecutive Class AA state titles in 2003 and 2004. In the same 2004, he played in the prestigious McDonald's All-American game and was considered a 5-star recruit given that he was listed as the #1 point guard and the #2 player in the whole nation. Livingston stood out not just for his abilities, but also for his physical appearance too. He was deemed to be tall by a point guard standard. He committed to play college basketball at Duke, but opted instead to make the jump straight to the NBA and was selected 4th overall by the Los Angeles Clippers at the 2004 NBA Draft. In his first 2 seasons with the Clippers, Livingston played 91 of the 162 regular season games. However, in his 3rd season, Livingston improved to a career-high 9.3 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game, and was increasingly looking like the high school prospect the Clippers had drafted. Unexpectedly, disaster struck in a game against the Charlotte Bobcats on February 26, 2007. Livingston slipped while going for a layup and landed awkwardly, dislocating his kneecap and resulting in a torn ACL, PCL, and lateral meniscus. His left leg was literally destroyed so bad that his chances of amputation were significantly high. It took months of rehab for him to walk again. However, after a long 16 months, Livingston was cleared for basketball activities. From that 2008-2009 season to the 2013-2014 season, Livingston played for 9 different teams, including the Miami Heat, Thunders, Wizards, Bobcats, Bucks, Cavaliers, and the lowly D-League Tulsa 66ers. However, his resilience would pay off in the 2013-14 season. He started a career-high 54 games for the Brooklyn Nets and averaged 8.3 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. After that season, he signed a $16 million 3-year contract with the Golden State Warriors and became a key bench player helping the Warriors to the 2015, 2017, and 2018 championships. After the 2018-19 season, about 12 years after the horrific injury, he announced his retirement, capping off a miraculous career recovery with 3 championship rings after suffering one of the most horrific injuries in the NBA. Up next is Andrew Bogut. Bogut is undoubtedly Australia's greatest basketball export yet, but not without surmounting excruciating challenges in the form of injuries all throughout his career. Right from a young age, Bogut had shown glimpses of his talent, leading Australia to victory at the 2003 FIBA Under-19 World Championships as the MVP. From the University of Utah, Bogut entered the NBA draft and was selected as the 1st overall pick by the Milwaukee Bucks. He was an all-rookie first team after playing in all 82 regular season games. From 2006 to 2010, Bogut suffered a series of injuries including a sprained left foot, strained ligament, and lower back stress fracture. Nonetheless, he continued to improve impressively, setting a career high in the 2009-2010 season, averaging 15.3 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game, and looked to be finally justifying his draft selection. On the 3rd of April 2010, Bogut suffered a sickening injury in a game against the Phoenix Suns. After going up for a fast breakaway dunk, Amare Stoudemire made slight contact with Bogut, causing the Australian to land awkwardly with all of his body weight on his right wrist and arm, leaving him with a broken hand, dislocated elbow, and sprained wrist. After rehabilitating through the remainder of the season and summer, Bogut returned to the Bucks lineup the following season and played 65 games and leading the whole league with 2.6 blocks per game. After the nasty arm injury, Bogut pulled through many other injuries in his career and played through the decade repping teams like Sydney Kings in the NBL, Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. However, his best moment after the injury was with the Warriors from 2012 to 2016. He was an instrumental piece in the Warriors' 2014-2015 championship run, playing as their center. He also helped them to the NBA record 73 games win in the 2015-2016 season. At 35 years of age, Bogut reached the twilight of his career and announced his retirement in 2020, years after pulling through that nasty injury. This next injury is certainly one of the most graphic you'll ever see. After leading the Butler Bulldogs to the championship game of the 2010 NCAA tournament, Gordon Hayward was selected by the Utah Jazz as the 9th overall pick of the 2010 NBA draft. After the departure of Paul Millsap and Al Jefferson during the 2013 offseason, Hayward became the Jazz's main offensive threat, averaging career highs per game in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. In the 2016-2017 season, Hayward had an all-star season where he averaged a career-high 21.9 points, 3.5 assists, and 5.4 rebounds, as well as led the Jazz to the second round of the playoffs. In the offseason, Hayward signed a massive 4-year, $128 million contract with the Boston Celtics, joining NBA superstar Kyrie Irving. With 2 All-Stars added to their team, Celtics fans could not wait to see what their newly formed team could do. They were, however, denied the chance almost immediately. On the opening night of the 2017-2018 season, less than 6 minutes into the Celtics' season opener against the Cavaliers, Hayward went up for an alley-oop pass from Kyrie Irving and landed in an awkward way, causing his ankle to break sideways in a horrific manner, resulting in a fractured tibia and dislocated ankle that ruled him out for the rest of the season. Hayward returned miraculously the next season, but was limited to a bench role starting only 18 out of the 72 games in the regular season. The next season, Hayward improved greatly and averaged 17.5 points, 4.1 assists, and 6.7 rebounds while shooting 50% from field and 38% beyond the arc. On November 29, 2020, Hayward signed another 4-year, $120 million deal and then got traded to the Charlotte Hornets, where he is currently balling after an incredible injury comeback. Unlike the other players on this list, Paul George did not suffer his injury while playing in the NBA. Nevertheless, the severity of the injury is similar to others. After being drafted by the Indiana Pacers in 2010, George improved through the following seasons to become a 2-time All-Star, 2-time All-Defensive Player, and the NBA Most Improved Player in 2013. In the 2014-15 season, George helped the Pacers to an incredible 56-26 record in the regular season and a place in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat, who eventually eliminated them for the 3rd straight year. During the 2014 offseason, George suffered a horrific injury at a Team USA scrimmage while attempting to block a James Harden layup. On landing, George broke his leg and suffered a compound fracture in his lower right leg. The injury was so graphic and severe that head coach Mike Krzyzewski had to stop the game out of respect for George and his family. George, however, returned to action in April of 2015 and played the final 6 games of the season. In the following 2015-16 season, George came out guns blazing, averaging a career-high 23.1 points. After being traded to the Thunders in 2017, George put up his best season yet, averaging an incredible 28 points, 8.2 rebounds, 4.1 assists, and 2.2 steals per game to come 3rd in MVP voting. George moved on with the Clippers in 2019, and he is still at the top of his game despite the career-derailing injury he suffered. And last but certainly not the least on this list is Klay Thompson. While the 2019 NBA Finals marked the end of one of the most dominant runs in basketball history, it was the start of a dark period for Klay Thompson and the Warriors fandom. Thompson, a 5-time NBA All-Star, transformed into a household name during the Warriors' golden years between 2014 and 2019, thanks to his shooting ability. Thompson and Curry were key to their 3-championship win, setting a then NBA record of 484 combined three-pointers in 2014, earning them the nickname of the Splash Brothers. In the 2019 NBA Finals against the Toronto Raptors, Thompson suffered an injury that is known to end many careers in professional sports. The third quarter of Game 6 saw Thompson tear his ACL while attempting to dunk the ball on a fast break. Thompson had to leave the game, condemning the Warriors to a defeat that saw the Raptors win their first NBA championship. The injury kept Thompson out of the following season entirely, and while nearing a return, Thompson then suffered a torn Achilles tendon again to miss the 2020-21 season as well. Nevertheless, a resilient Thompson made his return to basketball action on January 9, 2022, against the Cavs, nearly 31 months after his ACL injury in 2019, and went on to finish the game with 17 points in 20 minutes. He then averaged 19.5 points through the season and went on to help the Warriors secure a 4th championship, as well as the 4th championship ring for himself. Injuries can have a devastating effect on a player's career or a team's fortunes. However, the injuries sustained by these NBA players are not the common ones you see day to day, even by NBA standards. Nevertheless, they fought and battled their way back to the court. Speaking of epic comebacks, which of these players do you think had the most remarkable injury comeback? Let me know your pick in the comments section down below.